The Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, ASUU, used to be very powerful and united and very effective. But in 2012, under the ASUU presidency of Dr. Nasir Issa Fage, the leadership decided to actually doctored the union's constitution to be extorting 2% of each ASUU member's monthly salary monthly as a monthly membership subscription. 2% of each member's monthly salary as membership subscription. 2012. And to increase or decrease the 2% as deemed fit by the leadership alone. And so that was the order of the day until 2012, when the leadership deemed it fit to increase the percentage to be deducted for membership monthly subscription to increase to 3%. And so, since 2024 till date, it has been 3% of each ASUU member's monthly salary monthly. A workers' union entitling itself to a percentage of each worker's monthly salary monthly. Forget about what percentage, but a percentage. And when courageous and vociferous members of the union raised the objection that you should not be extorting a percentage of each worker's monthly salary monthly, because membership is equal for all members. All members are entitled to the same rights and entitlements. And so the obligation should be equal for all members. ASUU leaders turned deaf ear because, as I said, ASUU leaders became too powerful and run like a cult. So you can as well say the leaders became cultists. That is the truth of the matter. And you will see it as I relate the story of Dr. Philip Nto from Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike, where the immediate past president of ASUU, Professor Emmanuel Osodeke, is working. He has just resigned from the union, from ASUU, saying that ASUU is not transparent and that it is run like a cult. That is the way ASUU is run, by cultists. That's the fact of the case. So any opposition is pursued in a cultic manner by the leaders. Let me tell you, it is in the constitution. ASUU leaders don't owe accountability to ASUU members. The constitution states that anybody who wants to know what ASUU leadership is doing with money should go to ASUU secretariat to ask for the accounts. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So, and any opposition is pursued, as I said. So, members generally fear ASUU leaders for that reason. And when a court takes a decision, anybody who will oppose it will find himself or herself in soup. Can be killed. I cannot say more on that. But ASUU became too powerful, and then, as from 2012, became so corrupt. In 2013, when another increment of salaries was due to ASUU members and federal universities workers generally, academic and non-academic, the 2009 agreement bordering on welfare packages, and increment of salaries for federal universities workers, academic and non-academic. The implementation was due in 2013, and that was the very year ASUU leadership started getting a fraud, a bribe called earned academic allowance, shared with the non-academic unions, to be shared to members by the leaders, academic and non-academic unions leaders, who take advantage to become automatic multimillionaire while giving pittance to overwhelming majority of common workers, academic and non-academic. And that suits the leaders, academic and non-academic, and their cronies who continue to conspire with government to pay the fraudulent earned academic allowance since 2013 till date. So that is the extent to which ASUU leadership is powerful and confident. It's not only that it's run by as a court, or you will see that the court is supported by university administrators, some of who have been vice chancellors, professors who have been themselves been ASUU leaders, part of the court and government. The three forces, the leaders, the unions leaders, the university administrators, and government colluding against common workers. So transparency is nil with ASUU leadership. You are not to question, ASUU is not to account for the billions is now collecting because of percentage of each worker's monthly salary. It's not to account for it. If any member that is interested in how money is spent, you go to ASUU secretariat. Can you imagine? So on the basis of all of this, Dr. Philip Nto of Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike, has just resigned from the union, citing non-transparency and that ASUU is run like a court. That is a fact known to any ASUU member who cares to know. That is ASUU leadership for you, and its activities can tell you. Extorting a percentage of each worker's monthly salary is not known with any workers union that we know internationally. And then a workers union getting workers allowances in the name of workers, allowances that were never calculated for the workers and paid to the workers, but taken by the union's leadership, and not just union's leadership but ASUU leadership, shared with the non-academic unions, which leaders also enjoy the ill-gotten wealth that they make from the fraudulent earned academic allowance. So I credit Dr. Philip Nto for his courage, for his sincerity of purpose. Now, only yesterday, coincidentally, because this story has just been forwarded to me by a senior colleague today, and it's so touching, because only yesterday I was saying to some colleagues that isn't it a disgrace that we as scholars, as intellectuals, are reduced to this level of slavishness, of fears, that if we as intellectuals cannot redeem ourselves from these crooks, how do we redeem our country from slavers, from exploiters? And we are intellectuals. Isn't it a shame? I think that some of those who are in that forum will say, Professor Abioje. Yes, they will say that. Because only yesterday and today, somebody just forwarded it to me, and it was not part of the forum. So Dr. Philip Nto, you have done us proud. Those of us who know that it should be mass resignation from ASUU. And then you ask, Professor Abioje, why have you not resigned from ASUU? And I will tell you that severally and on many platforms of ASUU have been blocked. After being told many times to resign from ASUU, but I keep telling myself, if I resign from ASUU, I will not be able to fight ASUU the way I am fighting ASUU. So, Dr. Philip Nto has taken the way natural to him. I'm taking the way natural to me, to stand and fight from inside. And that is what nature bestow on me to do. But Dr. Philip Nto has done what most ASUU members should do: resign massively from the union. If the union continue to run as a court and to extort a percentage of fellow workers' monthly salary monthly, and to get fraudulent earned academic allowance in the name of workers whose allowances were never calculated but a bribe taken in our names to be given pittance for the enrichment of the union's leaders. Because the university's administrators, headed by vice chancellors, professors, colluding with government, make it possible for ASUU leaders to be extorting a percentage of each member's monthly salary monthly. Not to talk of government itself paying the fraud called earned academic allowance, and knowing that it is a fraud because workers' earnings are not paid to workers' unions but to individual workers who earned it. That is the normal thing, where there is no corruption, where there is no Boko Haram. But as the Muslim community says, Nigeria is being messed up with Boko Haram, misappropriation and embezzlement of public funds, leading to retrogression of Nigeria, gross underdevelopment of Nigeria, and worsening mass abject poverty, claiming fuel subsidy where none exists, and claiming to be transferring funds to indigent households, anonymous indigent households, and things like that. So, is it not Boko Haram? Why are you attacking the community? Credit to Olusegun Obasanjo, who refused to take arms against the community just for protesting against Boko Haram. So, those who are perpetrating Boko Haram worse than anybody are the ones who said the Boko Haram Muslim community must be eradicated. But Ifa Orunmila said it will not be possible. Only peace with Boko Haram will bring peace.